Hi, it's Heather with Cafe's Mom, and welcome to Day 28 of 31 Days of Life in the Stepmom Trenches. Well, if you're following me on Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, you know that I'm a new aunt. My brother and sister-in-law in California just had their first baby on Friday, and I am so excited. And as part of their gift, I've been planning, making stuff the last couple months. One of the things I wanted to do was take each of the kids' favorite books as a little child and buy that for my new nephew Evan to start his library and to just have a special gift from each of the kids. So for my four, it was a no-brainer. I knew exactly what book they loved. I still have those books memorized. I read them so much to the kids. I mean, this is like one of my favorites and the kids' favorites. And so anyway, I had so much fun going and shopping. And before that, though, I asked my stepdaughters, I said, hey girls, what was your favorite book when you were little? Like when you were 2 or 3? And they're like, well, we don't have favorite books. Well, what did your mom or dad read to you the most? And even my husband kind of paused. Their mom didn't read to them. And, my husband traveled a lot, and they didn't do a lot of reading, but their mom was home with them, and she never read. And I could see the disappointment in the girls' faces, too. They literally didn't know. And I started just naming some, like, hey, how about Corduroy? Or how about Goodnight Moon? Or how about Chicka Chicka Boom Boom? And they had never heard of these books. And I'm going to say right now that I am not a good mom or a better mom because I read to my kids and made reading an important part. And their mom is not a bad mom because she didn't read to them. This just highlights the different family legacies. When you bring two families together, they're going to have different legacies, different histories, and they're going to bump into each other. And so I ended up buying 2 books. My kids had a lot of favorite books, so I bought 2 books for the girls to give. We would just we're putting together a care package and sending it out tomorrow. But those things are hard. Those things are hard as a stepmom. They're hard for me. I'm going to be honest with you. It's difficult sometimes when I have such a history with my kids doing certain things in those younger years, and I want to talk to the girls about those things or ask them how this or that was for them, and they don't have that history. And like I said, I know it doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just different. And so sometimes when we're all talking and we're going back in time and we're sharing, how we celebrated holidays or how we did birthdays or things like that, there's a big disconnect between our 2 families. There's a big disconnect. And, my husband and I are both committed, loving, faith-filled parents who want the best for our kids. And, it's funny, and I'm going to get off topic here, but when Andy and I were speaking at this Preparing for Marriage class, I said, when you're talking about having kids, whether this is your first marriage or you're bringing kids into your marriage, it's a Preparing for Marriage and Remarriage class, I said, you have to really talk kids, not just, hey, I want to raise happy, healthy, Christian kids. What does that mean to you? How does getting to happy, healthy, kids who make good choices, what are the steps that you take to get there? What are the steps that your spouse takes to get there? Because I think we all want the same type of things for our kids, but we all come from families that went about it a different way, and we tend to repeat, how our parents got us to that place. So really talking about that is so important. But getting back to the family legacies, the reality is we have different legacies coming into our families, and it can be a challenge, and there can be some hurt feelings here and there, and I think just knowing that it's a part of blending 2 families helps. So my takeaway, my challenge for today is I'd like you to think about that topic for your family. Has that caused you any grief, questioning? Have you ever thought, and be honest with yourself, have you ever thought, I cannot believe their mother did that, or I cannot believe she didn't do that? And to really think about what you're saying, and is it something really bad? Is it hurtful? Is it painful? Did it cause true damage, or is it just completely different than how you would do things? Like the reading thing. I mean, it doesn't make her a bad mom. I can't relate to that because it was such a big part of the time I spent with my kids when they were little, but it doesn't mean that she didn't do the right things, and I can't judge her for that. I think thinking about those types of things can help us humanize each other and really understand what's getting at our frustrations and what's challenging us. So before I continue to talk on and on and on, I hope you have a great day, stepmom friends. And until tomorrow, stay strong and press on. Thank you.